To say author Salman Rushdie has lived an uncommon life would be an understatement of literary proportions. This morning with Martha Teichner, he's looking back.
It's actually not particularly close to where I live, but I come here a lot.
Yes, Salman Rushdie is back to browsing in bookstores.
What do you do when you come into a bookstore?
Well, at first I want to make sure you got my books.
Sure enough, right at eye level.
I mean, this new one, the 11th Hour, is the 23rd.
A collection of short stories and novellas. It's out this week.
Since the attack, have you altered how you go about?
Yeah. I think what has changed is that for public-facing things, then there has to be security in a way that there wasn't for 20 years.
The attack, August 12th, 2022, Chautauqua, New York.
Author Salman Rushdie was stabbed by a man who stormed the stage.
Rushdie was on stage, ready to speak, ironically about America as a safe haven for writers. A man lunged at him with a knife.
I raise my left hand in self-defense. He plunges the knife into it. After that, there are many blows, to my neck, to my chest, to my eye, everywhere. I feel my legs give way, and I fall.
His account of the attack was published in 2024. Rushdie lost the sight in his right eye.
I can still read, but I do find that I use iPads in a way that I never used to.
Because
there's light, and because I can adjust the size of the type. So I never, ever read a book on an iPad, but now I do.
His left hand and liver were badly damaged, but he lived, which he considers a miracle. In May of this year, Salman Rushdie's attacker, Lebanese-American Hadi Matar, was sentenced to 25 years in prison. Prosecutors argued he was acting on the Fatwa, the order by Iran's leader, the late Ayatollah Khomeini, in 1989, to kill the author, claiming passages of his fourth novel, The Satanic Verses, insulted Islam. Recognized just for his fiction before, suddenly Rushdie was world famous, to some infamous, for the Fatwa. After nearly a decade in hiding, protected 24/7 by British security, he emerged and moved to New York, thinking times had changed. But he was wrong.
Writer Salman Rushdie, whose work has made him the subject of death threats, is hospitalized with serious injuries.
You do not seem bitter. You do not seem angry. Is that just your public persona, or is that actually possible?
No, I think that's who I am. And so I thought, just put that to one side.
Most people would say, well, this is a clear recipe for a life of PTSD.
Well, I do have a therapist. And I asked him at what point to list for me the symptoms of PTSD. And I said, but I don't seem to be having those symptoms. So what's wrong with me? And he said, well, it's because you're badass. That's the technical term.
The new book is the first fiction he's published since the attack.
why the 11th hour?
Well, for a start, I'm 78. For another thing, I had a fairly intimate encounter with death, and got away with it. But it makes you think, And so I thought this idea of running out of time was something I had on the brain.
Now you have entered the magic space of my childhood, the fictional narrator of one story says, as he takes a last walk up the hill to the neighborhood where the real Salman Rushdie grew up in Mumbai, India, which he still calls Bombay.
My relationship with the place is kind of elegiac now. It's a relationship about something that is past.
Rushdie left India for an English boarding school at the age of 13. He left Britain after nearly 40 years there. He became an American citizen in 2016. He sees his place in the world through the eye of an immigrant. What did you feel as you were being sworn in and becoming a citizen?
I remember getting into a cab, leaving the office where I'd been sworn in, and being driven back through the streets of the city, and it felt different. I thought, oh, I kind of belong. And it felt very good.
Did the feeling that you had when you were sworn in as a citizen become fractured or altered based on what's happened since, both in public life in the United States and to you?
Well, it's a hard time in America, but it's a hard time all over. If you think of countries as people, there is their better self and their less good self. And it would be nice if this country were to remember its better self.
The 11th Hour includes a ghost story, characters who get even, a writer who disappears. But the book is also political.
Words such as good and bad, or right and wrong, are losing their effect, emptying of meaning, and failing anymore to shape society.
The meaning of words matters to Salman Rushdie, who has spent his entire career advocating for free speech, even though exercising it nearly got him killed.
The final story in the collection, The Old Man in the Piazza, is kind of an allegory of that. In fact, free speech, to my great surprise, language itself turned into a character, a female character. She just walked into the story and sat down in a corner. And I hadn't expected her at all. She is, in fact, a very old language, one of the oldest and richest.
The story is about what happens when speech is restricted.
It's even possible, though it's hard for her to admit this, even to herself, that she may die. Nobody's listening. Nobody cares.
Language abandons her corner, leaving people no longer able to speak.
We are at a loss to know how things will proceed. Our words fail us.
That's pretty startling and scary.
Yeah, it's supposed to be.